How long you must hold space to get rich? It doesn't matter when you invested in Virgin Galactic, you would never lose money. So I think the price target really for end of 2023, beginning of 2024 should be around $100-$120. As longer you hold, as more is the probability that you can get wealthy. So how long you must hold space to get rich? Now this is a very general question, but this video is loaded, okay, with information about mathematical issues, about Warren Buffett and much more. So stay tuned till the end of this video. As of this morning, the futures are up as expected, as mentioned yesterday in the live stream. If you haven't seen it, then you should subscribe because I'm streaming every single day around closing the market. So just yesterday, half an hour before the market closed. And yeah, let's have a look into space. Space actually, you know, is a quite interesting stock because it attracts a lot of people who are new to the market because they try to find the next Tesla. A lot of people think that, you know, stocks like Tesla or Apple or Amazon don't have that much room to grow. And obviously when people are starting to invest, they start usually with a smaller amount and want to grow that quickly. And here's the issue: quickly. Okay, there is a really hard time to grow money safe and quick. Either it's safe, then you look for big blue chip stocks, or you want to have it more quick with much more risk. And this risk comes in the form of volatility, okay? And we've seen that over the last 2 years very much with space. I mean, we went from IPO price around $10 to, you know, $30 with no time, okay? There was this huge run on everything, basically, on specs, on all different companies. And in February, we reached a peak where from then the health crisis hit us and we took a dive, okay? Since then, we were in a quite like a plus minus 30% range over the summer, and then, you know, we really started to gain momentum in the February of this year. Then we dropped because of the delays into the spaceflight program, and then we gained again about $60 when Richard Branson went to space. And then, you know, sell the news, there was no test flight anymore, there was the raise of new capital, and this ended up in an off-selling of the stock. Now, the key here, and I'm giving this to you straightforward, is long-term holding, okay? You have seen this in many volatile stocks, with Tesla, with Apple in the beginning, with Amazon in the .com crash, with Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin. Look, for example, look at Bitcoin. This is a very good example. Let's say you decided, like me, that you bought in 2017, 2018, and you hold it until, you know, the big peak of $19,000, okay? And or even let's say you bought at $19,000, and then you had like a huge dilemma because the stock price, you know, dropped about to as low as during 2019 to $3,700. Then you either sold like me or you hold on to it. But the real question here was, do you really believe in Bitcoin? And if yes, you would load up and you put you down your average. And even if not, and if you were bought at the highest price of $19, then you just had to wait, because then the stock, then Bitcoin exploded. Okay, Bitcoin obviously is not the stock, but but the same is for Tesla. I mean, if you bought at the peak of February 2020, you just had to hold on. If you bought, let's see, Amazon here, okay, Amazon. Let's have a look in Amazon. If you bought at the peak at $32 in 1998 and it dropped to $5, you should only hold on, because from $5 we went up to $3,000. So what I want to try to say here is, guys, as longer you hold, as more is the probability that you can get wealthy, because it's a really interesting math problem that if a stock goes from 100 to 50, it loses 50%, but if it goes back to 100 and it gains this 50 only, it's already 100% gain. And this is the beauty about the stock market. That's why I actually say leverage that effect. Either you wait and the stock will reach back to 60 levels, and we will talk about when this will happen, or you are actually say, okay, I don't want to wait that long. Then you have a second option, which just buying every single month on the way down. Then the stock just needs a little bit of recovery and you will be already in the green. Okay, so with that said, I think it's important that you hear what Warren Buffett is saying in his piece of snippet right here.
Well, the answer, it's a very good question about selling. I mean, it's not our natural inclination to sell. And on the other hand, and we have held the Washington Post stock since 1973. I've never sold a share of Berkshire, having bought the first shares in 1962. And we've held Coke stock since 1988. We've held Gillette stock since 1989. Held American Express stock since 1991. We had actually previously been an American Express in the 60s in Disney. So there are companies we're familiar with. We generally sell, we would sell if we needed money for something else, but that has not been the problem in the last 10 or 15 years. That 40 years ago, my sales were all because I found something that I liked even better. I hated to sell what I sold, but I also didn't want to borrow money. So I would reluctantly sell something that I thought was terribly cheap to buy something that was even cheaper. Those were the times when I had more ideas than money. Now I've got more money than ideas, and that's a different equation. So now we sell really when we think that when we're reevaluating the economic characteristics of the business. In other words, if you take don't want to name names, but take a stock we've sold of some sort. We probably had one view of the long-term competitive advantage of the company at the time we bought it, and we may have modified that. That doesn't mean we think that the company is going into some disastrous period or anything remotely like that. We think McDonald's has a fine future. We think Disney has a fine future, and there are others. But we probably don't think that their competitive advantage is as strong as we might have thought, as we thought it was when we initially made the decision. That may mean that we were wrong when we made the decision originally. It may mean that we're wrong now, and that their strengths are every bit as what they were before. But for one reason or another, we think that the strengths may have been eroded to some degree. A classic case on that would be the newspaper industry generally, for example. I mean, in 1970, if Charlie and I were looking at the newspaper business, we felt it was about as impregnable a franchise as could be found. We still think it's quite a business, but we do not think the franchise in 2002 is the same as it was in 1970. We do not think the franchise of a network television station in 2002 is the same as it was in 1965. And those beliefs change quite gradually, and who knows whether they're precise, whether they're right even, but that is the reason in general that we sell now. If we got into some terribly cheap market, we might sell some things that we thought were cheap to buy something even cheaper after we'd bought lots and lots of equities. But that's not the occasion right now. Charlie?
Okay, so Warren Buffett actually says a couple of important stuff here. So he says, does the growth opportunity of the stock is changing? And if you consider my opinion, I don't think that we even touch the potential of Virgin Galactic of the right growth that it deserves. It's just building the base for huge growth to come. Second, he says, no, if they need money, which they didn't need for many, many years, this could be another reason that you sell. But other than that, you really hold. So is Virgin Galactic your Coca-Cola? Is Virgin Galactic your Washington Post? Is Virgin Galactic your very, very long-term position? If yes, then stick to it. Don't let day-to-day news really get to you and, this negativity. This is just brain games. And if you're too weak, then this is just because you are putting too much effort into, this kind of opportunities. And let me tell you that it's not easy, okay? I also, when I do trades or I do different kind of investment psychologically endeavors, I have at my disposition 2 data analysts and 1 psychiatrist, because I think the mental game is so heavy that you need to understand, okay, why I made this move, why I want to be in this company, why I day trade this and that, So this is very, very important to be on the top of your game to really understand what is going on, all right? So with that said, let's move on to the time frame when Virgin Galactic will reach the 60 and to reach then basically the point where it doesn't matter when you invested in Virgin Galactic, you would never lose money, because this will be the case at $60. Because if you bought at 60, then you still lose money. But once we cross that, there's no excuse that some people lose money on the stock. Once we understand that we need to hold the stock forever, if possible, and if you believe in the growth of potential, and you also have to give the company just a little bit of time, okay? They're just getting started with everything. So a couple of years is the horizon that you should look into it. Actually, this morning when I opened my emails and got this, Google alerts, you see now a little bit of changing of, let's say, mindset for the news out there. So here you can see that, Virgin Galactic holding is now oversold. Virgin Galactic stock falls Monday, underperforms the market. You have Virgin Galactic Holdings is a great bargain stock to take a look at. So a lot of couple of new, let's say, news coming out that are supportive of the company. But however, I believe that, with the basis that we will create and finish hopefully by 2022, with 2023 really being the year you want not to miss on space. I think like when they start to fly regularly, when they have a bigger fleet and you will have more informations and new designs and developments of the new R&D center and so on, I think this will really pick up the stock, and this is just like a piece of cake to go back to 60, because at 60 you essentially speaking about a $12 billion company, and with the potential out there, and when they show that they are doing this on a regular basis, then I think that this stock can easily go to a double value of like $30 billion, even with not much revenue. And this means that the stock will be somewhere around, depending on the dilution, somewhere around $120 and $100. So I think the price target really for 20 end of 2023, beginning of 2024 should be around $120. So this will be obviously awesome. I really cannot look forward to share all of this with you. And don't forget, this is my favorite shirt, Lehman Brothers Risk Management Department 2008. Actually, I was lately in the elevator with this shirt, and there was like a guy, "You really worked for Lehman Brothers?" I was like, no, I didn't work for Lehman Brothers. I invested in them. No, this is also a joke. So yeah, as I said, this is it. What you need to do to get rich with space, let me know in the comments, and I see you later on for the live stream.